Memo akwa barba was born TV. Semo koko twiko bremanyi. Efa highway no so. Ani ka ho asem. Okatakyire Afrifa mensa so far afa na wa react on Fela Makafui. Any medical ho sensem no na bia hoketua bi na amafo aka anampo abeda bonten se Fela Makafui maame ani abusua one or two ni kazi bi betina fie ho omo ne go awade no. Okatakyire se was born omo ne go awade no. Aware bi beku nipa. Aware bi ebeku nipa. Ha? Obra na yebo no. Enka se oni obaba wo bi akwa agonyem. Chenchene anche. Ogo wa no. Marriage should be based on merit. Okatakyire Afrifa mensa na ekasa yi. Kwa Afrifa na etuja no. Wa ware na o mame, o papa te so. Ai ana what they say awade na yakọ no sese hey o mame na papa so ma brabo na si omu ya anka wo a ukọ wa no ana wo a oti aware ase no wo na ese nkomode omu be na ye beto so ana Okatakyire enkasa na ya hwe ye ba na manisia fifi wo se wo hwe na yesu ye situtu aban na ese wo hwe wo ema wo situtu o enye wo ba na wawa no timfa bed fa koto ba no so aban na wo tua tax dia ma no o na ese wo hwe wo wa wo hwe me no enti wuti wo ba bi tia wade ase na wo sori afa fonfre no ana mamewe with the perception say wo na wo hwe no ma ne sififi enti tia ne chi wo a wo tutu wo yo a wo hemi wo se aduasa mienu egu wanum no wo ba no ana hwe wo ma saa si ne tutu no jare wo ye no Okatakyire Afrifa mensa na ekasa no enti na ye de futuo na ba aware mu nsem anopai enso atoga na pa eti advice we me me be phone lines no menim say video me bebo e be wake up your emotions e be mo wadwena kwakyire o de be kwa adwedwem what is saying ye free one so abranche bi ye friend say Kofi Happiness asesen ba hu say okura say Germany passport o say eye himfa passport o kroben so say Netherlands o ana wodi ye ahi e wo highway no so me hwe ni din Mr. Edi asem kura ni edi asema ana sese ukura abrochire passporta ene PhD wo Ghana enye pe eno kura ye sese abamu e akeka yetibom wo highway no so a ye yentukwan wo keka yetibom sa your friend Kofi Happiness I say if you want so ameko enti anopa yi me se o she video no mame yes was born TV in some kokotwi ko breman ewo highway no so ne de bro wadaro ma waba drop your comment in a professional way na afi yenko yenim mesrawo enti Okatakyire Afrifa mensa asema okay mame drop video no fast na hu sini esiko because ewiase yina sabio nyanse ni ba kofo tirim tie na edi tutu ye hofo onwa ya ana unyangwa ware ya was born metia men ware enti mesu mi dibia den atunko to genu anti yenti Okatakyire Afrifa mensa yes the Julius Caesar of all morning shows
man tell them about mufoketua bi in the voice of a year so for makwata was opafa opejai wa wasem
ai opejai
awazi
wa wasem
you know empro ho ngware wate
David
emo bia fa person to bia
no hene
oyo empro ho ngware
futu dia
ya kansi enso
enya kansi
enya kansi
wazi enipa odo ho bebo na brabo yi mu as oyira na wukunu one way ya obesi wu nhira no kwan
freedom
tie de meka ni ye na fa kwa adwindwirim
more fire
me say empro ho ngware se okoto pa na eba bi bamu a se wonya asese wo hunhun se eba na abamu no wo pese ware wo ba na nka se on merita emu obi amfo so se ba abamu ti ware emu obi a society ni mu obi a tienie na meka nyame adwenkyere wo
freedom
be responsible father se oba ware obi a ware nipa ni based on merit
okay
nipa ni su se di otie ne ban ne saso boafo a wɔyɛ nti na de bɛware no ɛmo obi a ma pressure sɛ ɔne obi akɔ wo nti kɔware don't mind them enipa bebree awu wɔ abra aware nti wazi enipa na ofa ne betena fi a me yonko kwakwo se che obeka chose ye fa namfo se de ani beje adamfo a wafa nyansa bi anim da bia wo bai tete pressure saa fie she's bringing the worst out of you it will pro ho akware saa yere obana no kasa ba ko obebie no etimi tu it takes life out of you etimi take enkwa bi free mu as if say you were useless you are nothing do what is I that one who say we are sex object they were nimans was so no about toto personal growth emfa ne ho say ubedi so such a person no worrying because only na wo basa ire but on top of it all you know enipa woni ne besan say wo yire ana ukunu tie de meka yo ebesimi asiwo nhira no kwan wade ebetimi asiwo nhira bia no kwan tie de meka nie
bieni ohene
general ne metie yi one meti ne yie pa wo general anya me bone o
papa
afa wadwene ho se general wo yiri tifie edi general wo yiri no wa de wo se wonya hwe ene bra me ma na adwuma na agya wonya bi nyasa
sa pepe
so wo yiri no why me bone wonya me bone edi ka me ya wo yiri ye nyasa
sa
badenam sa ye no me pese me ya wo yiri ye no me no ntemmete ye yo bia me pese me ye wo no papa bia me pese me ye wo be sei so wo yiri na nya banyansafo ana wukunu ne nya banyansani a enforce ho so be ware wate now for eye general yere ne de betena shop se general yere bra be hwem shop mame ade be che no nkomo ade bia me di no wa se Ghana ni it looks like we have to have a conversation about the mindset the state of the mind of the Ghanaian wo buano na wa fa no no wa said you sika wo shop wo egu shop no aka ho na ntro da na no edi se koba de se general anya me bone na mom ne yire no wo ban me no a meye ne papa no wo bedimi sika de a ade ne besie abetimi ni general ntam nyasa
sa pepe
if se meche ne yire na tum
exactly
media me nso nkwase asem so aha ye nso nkwase asem so if se meche me ne yire tum nso a enam se ye oba ne ban man ntam nkomo nti no eduru wa mema na ma anya logical it memi ntimi ntrase se general ne me benante ti me pamu general free me nchen if se me ntimi nchi general yire ntum na general da so ne na me nchen eti me se wo ba be ma be ware no be go e betimi asiwo nhira no kwan ade ija
improve
anza be ko enye mboni bia o me kasa me extend wo do na me wo ma be ko ni to ne yire ba be sey yentem
freedom
ti de me ka yi
on fire
eti me no na mu a wo yire nyi madamfo
dabi
okay
wo mpena wo ga nyi madamfo
sa pepe
me so me yire nyi wadamfo
exactly so
me mpena nyi wadamfo
freedom
ti de me ka ni
for the records
because obe say me no wontem
sa
everybody dem kan mi anam kan mi dem kan ha ho
abusia te se kwaye no abusia te se
oh
kwaye
everybody mi anam kan na me kan nya mistake so maka mesi wo bi ni wo bi tia nya wadamfo obe say mo ntem
okay
ana me ha ye ni agro agro for be salad na ye na kadachi ayi muwa mi hia muwa ne fa ase ayi na no ma me bia oba ase gubi ayi de na card na trentra no na ga card de say hey wo ba ye wuni mpefe mi mpefe se ma mi wo hwe se de ne tone bia wa chire otimusi wa ye tete street guy woman pa aye se minimo minimba
ehusie voice ni
ehusie voice ni de mu achene wa chire no mampani ebitimi taxi me gadache me kunu atifie wo pe as wo ye ni wo bua no ne wo beka wato fom sisia obeka wato fom sisia anti agi anasa time I meton anasa fufu ma no wokofa asankofa fufu free eye UK eba ya na me disi ma battery akola no ne tia wo ye adwuma ni bia ma no da bia anti agi ton mo ton anwa wo kofi asayi na ni ba no so na ababa wa na bie shop ni bi wa bie money anwa shop a wogu ne de bibi ni no adwene no there must be something studied about it.
Exactly.
Azi wo bo ni pa obekun. And you see, there is something. There is, General.
There's something wrong.
There's something wrong.
Competition.
There's something wrong. Ebia yenu social media nti. Kwasi asem sa. Akasesem na social media eso wo be ware woni mimiti ayi. Bebe ware na kebetimi ayi akasesem de ayi
Lamborghini.
Mabo Adam. Lamodi ayi. Woniska bibini again there's something wrong with it. Me catch me wife says how many people 100 gun nipa 100 any aware no wa be ware ho
Freedom.
No fire.
busa nipa 20 pen am presenting nipa 20
moderate.
nipa no mo abegu abedi sa aye dia bai abe bom ka aye dia bai
Anu ma sori akọ afi ne ekobo bra
ye wie kura be say won hwia o na tade na na ehye say do mbesi atwa da pa enso nei sabi mpredua so jimi nti ye ni ahoto aware na wo ba be sori akọ 2 seconds no wa mpam ntade be 10 ne ho nto no
sia edu
no sane ho no akwaje bank bosia anu wa fa oba we ya fa be ma we ya to ho so na nim nyansa nti wu nim nyansa
Da bida.
wu nim nyansa
Da bi o hene.
se wo ba wo hunu se usika wo se esi ye ne ye white word ne ye aware ne mienu ya ne miensa ya wadi fie de na wie
Fight with.
na kebetimi ayi obusa e na mitimi ye
Obe ya mana boso.
broso
e ka kire mi si nipa bro 100 oba ware wa ho ena pani ampa so
Exactly.
o de akasema bodam ba nipa bro 100 oba ware wa ho
Okay.
because me hunu de tia so waste and the pressure be betu nipa so ese chinchina ye living life bi na wakọ han ka yin so no awani bi o
Da bida.
ba kokure nsi ba bia car tie kro
what that say oni ne kunu ne koda single room mu enso akasesem wo peso wo kira de na enkurasesem bi wo mo sese sika ni nyina wi a afi oduru wa na ebisa mo me pai balloon na mo nyi 2 cedi na ne sese sika no kipi wo de no na manfo ne ba mo nsore nkoi wazi
afi ne me papa balu
na sika fo na ga so mo ni nkwasesem sa
Da bi o hene.
me ko abena brigidi ayi brigidi ne yere yako ayi o free mo ni kunu free mo yako na yie wo eye trasako abena brigidi abena sika wo nya asem keto sika abena brigidi wo yako ya nsuo pe no de sisi ho anwumere no o nsuo no de sisi table no so wo ba no wa yibi ko o se nsuo ne hia nsuo kwasi ampa
onum nsuo wi a
wo se na me kunu wa eye merry making it's not merry making
No.
mo fire
edije tiresem ko no aduane edije tiresem ko yin sambe so ma ebi amere aho it's not merry making efuro na msua ye awe ya ma me akosu abene wawu mo ba chese ayi kebab kro munya binwe
David baba ne akoto original house
mo fa bintu anum ne nyina nsore nko kwasi asem ti eni ahoto
original house ne bese
ni ya enu na ne ye original house ne bese
ene bese
wo ba merry making
ade so kama
na ba wa baby ene akasesem bi obi apese aware na ba ye fanfe fashion emu akokosere enu yesese ho miensa yesese ho nan wo fasa wo ba na obebre o obebre be kromfo you become a thief because you want to keep up the life of sawoba you become a thief
Exactly.
me two for na enensu ato me kanya sma kire
so omo de dom kete so omo nya ansori
wo nya nsori titie nyansa wa ha
omo de da ho
obebre so boafo kwazi emfa pu nkohwedwa so ate oba ne maame ne papa omobra o ma omobra
Da bi.
jano no mo ntia ba bi o motia oba ne ba na wo fa ne se ka obo ne bebo bra se be ya ne be din beko je so ne maame eso ne papa eso ne nuanom enyina ha ne beto opempem na ne wani age yese we de opanhiafo jimi opanhiafo de ye dai kwasi Ya make adwene ho kwa jiro.
Ohene de ekoso.
Open here ni na ye. Be ma do kwa hare page. No ma sheda ko fa brofo bia ba Bɛku. Opportunist. And na go to opportunity a umpe opportunity na pa de ya.
Opedian.
Opekaya motum.
Na ye say ye the symbol of love no so otimi do hia nipa obesesa na busu nyina begu so ana je se wo do oba o mo bodam mo adwe edi ne ma wo mo mpebere na be ma oba anka wakọ aware e se ne ma mete ne ho kwotena ne ba bi na ne papa te ne ho na nkola ne mienu bo mo bra no na o ma me ne o papa no aye ne ho so mo ye burden on nkola no e no oba e no hweye society we ya adwene nyu
Afrifa.
Na nipa bema no one de oba wi ase. Wo papa ne maame na momo amomo na brabo ne emra ka momo boy ka fe na mba be niam mma.
Mo fire.
Ko me tumu fo ne. Ko wo ware obi a ne maame ne papa hwe no. Enyo na so hwe no.
Okay.
Wonne wo yire ne wo ma. Sisika ne bi wo hobro so na ase wo ye. Eno kura ase mukofa betena fie se na no fela Makafui die ne ese ne maame tim betena fie. O pedi afie ho. O pedi afie ho. Emma obia maame ne papa metena no so wo fie.
Mo fire.
Tie de meka ni ye na bebo wo.
Ko
Wo sika na pese o ye ni ya maame no han dan ma ne baabi no ntena.
Exactly.
Emma ne metena fie.
mo fire.
Emma ne metena fie.
Okay.
Edu me nua bia no aba betena fie ma wo mehwe. Wo mehwe. Ohwe na o ba be se awade no. Obegu no. Emma maame no wo fa bia wo mo be blackmail no mo hye da ye emotional blackmail. Na se de mesi ahwe ma asia fifi. Aban na ese nkohwe ma ase tutu. No na three attacks ko. Enya oba.
Okay.
Enya oba.
Mo fire.
Se metimi hwe maame akosu abro anya me yire na ebe hwe maame akosu abro.
Fire them.
O me kan kora kire ho ne nse society no.
Free.
Society ne nya papa. Eje no.
Ohene.
Anope me kan be di ko.
Ohene amanfo ni gidi.
Me hunu bibi na meka bibi.
Mo fire.
Omo de pressure to nipa so na nipa ewu. Aware akum nipa bebere.
Pressure kwa.
Aware akum nipa bebere.
Pressure kwa.
Egwayo aware bekum. Esa aware ye oye be bekum. Wasesa ni o se ware. So ti mu ani. Na be. Utuo ni carpet na be.
Okay. Afrifa.
Shia baba wa bi ko obi emotions tantania blackmail and I know her and I be na be worry. Oni po to oni bank account kura.
Mo pese mu hu na da Bena was born be worry. Mr. Mo, me bank account e mo e dry pa. Mo njije kakra kan fa matite ni no. Na teacher ni on worry. Na me invite student no no mumra.
10 years ago na me koto me pamba akoma me first boy and say me first born edit 10 years exactly ene
Freedom.
And me first born edit 10 years and go for say akwa ne kwati ewu na ne ehunu ma na fa ho bai e fa me ma de woni he den
And also ka
10 years ago exactly today and ye wo me ba first born Satan bank account kwa na me sheda ni bi oso se me ko ware me ye de ko ware
Freedom.
na no pressure bo se ma no so mo won tricks bi o mo yo so mo hwa na general wa boy yi wonyanye waje so be ware a bo so de nyinsa na o be ware no emuano wa wo asese wo hu na so be a responsible father but then ware no onya ready anya ready mako hunu wo ba kama me kai se time wa me wo kwa benyakobi time na me don complete building na ge yi bo ne ho modi wo ye just shop attendant ayi chemist attendant ya nantia ebu owa wone Erika no mato eye bayire no makwa akodibi ni ade na ese ya na hu se ga no akobo degree obi awari a wonya ode kwhye boba yie be ne bonsambi wa wusu no ban ne ma hu se ga ya akobo degree first class na mse ababa we wo vision ma me nkonda me ne nkonko bobra nyesa afa mi koduru yi ababa we 2 minutes na ayi me shop no na sei ni sei na se mitimi ye sei na mso no kwa de nkanya hwe se shop de se be ya wa nkasa wo be ye no ne sika kakra bosumi bia o life out de kwa adwuma na se wo so ye 1000 na mso okay ne bosumi bia no me ma se sika ne nyesa na nkanya be de me ye fru so se sika na ka de be fa ka no se obetimi asibe
no
na wabanu abebusa na ayiti woju obosumi akatia wodi ni nyina ama no me kai say da wo yes wo je yi me ko gina ekubanka tomu ye tepalo ho tomu anam dimrika ko anam ko yi ni nyina ama ne se je fa ko ye renovation wo shop wodi mdezi je se mamma ni sika mi wa sa abosumi sika no Yeah, me the man that very day no could have lasted for the whole year.
Exactly.
Okay. One man is sikapudu no. Still now would just so expect so sorry. Eso say yisika. I mean your man akwanye maba na we bed ya dam so ya bodam. And top pressure nya ware. Was it from Statistical Service 2024 divorce cases in Ghana 553,000 we kurosha ebiagu ne nyamai
omofa mai
egu we dey say the boy we dey ko ja ne court ye ne nsa ko ye de bebre
PŭNCHɛS de mu ye sa ne beye
oba beye bedding obeye bedding e wo oba so aware no begu wo de pamponefo wo de pressure to be ma no so
wa na okugu aware
obegu aware no
wa
ani ye fie de me nkuma busua mabusua anya hwe nkwase asem na emu de.
Okay. Kwa Afrifa no. Okatakyire Afrifa mensa no pay. Insu na peti kakra. Nti ato se ene. Se oda umpem ana wo fie so atase. Fa kwa dwendwen mu kakra. Na obi hu ayi a ayi. Bema kwa wa na se bema de okwa wa pa de enye. Na mo frɛ ono no opportunist. Hey. Ensem bebre no Okatakyire Afrifa mensa aka. Minim de owoka. O pese odi bi soso ana na nya adwen. O ta na chi ana o sesen. Oba no woni na ayeden akọ lie na se eba wo abama chinchi enye chinchanche se so ware no. Ha? Enye chinchanche. Na ware no nso so ana sese kwana go ware what they say yeni sese no na show the sign of love. Who ni bibia kan me woso me be phone lines na to the Okatakyire Afrifa mensa kan ye na edi tu ye ho aware no so wo bi mu a na anya ye tenam o si tenam omo wa no omo ware no ha eti message bi say ma fabi wo be hwe me notebook ma ma trot bebre enti teacher ni me so mi bi aka me note mu ye na yesua de. Okay. What is my whole video be a trend pa na abranche yi kamia say owo Holland me check here say a friend Kofi Happiness na say abranche yi wakwa gonya what is saying what Holland passport. Yes. Where the abrochefo na ebetima yaden akomomo e di amame na ase abranche eyi ase o troches bi ni ade ana sese Ghana ha wa bo PhD se de eye den wakeka boso se den hey me amikura o se ono kura se British passport o se what they saying Holland passport na sese abranche di here he wo highway no so na se titiri for mako school o Ghana na abranche ya da yi wo gi atem wo de yanim ye form enti yeso bra ya bo Ghana na adan ensem fata na bra na ya bo na ya ko school abo presisi adan ya bie companies no e dia se na branch e pese wo kan unye ti branch ye
Kofi since I'm a shot sese me 2 in 2006 me hu broni bia odi ni old passport and the new passport abomu da she's a Ghana form because of flex I use them and I'm a visa I know my visa I brought passport to me boom powerful enti nya visa she say who answer ya say I am boom she say me wo bi the passport we message say say yera and now say expire and then expire 2034 it go you want to me hwe wi as answer no me wu
Nanaima ohima deko. Yes, Nanaima pena my net saying I believe say nyame adom ho ye. Enti de Okatakyire Afrifa mensa aka no enti muni hwe kan ho. Ana asem na twim ho. Asem na twim. Mesi ma beautiful lines na tum. Abranche o tete ni papa o highway with. Kofi Happiness as one. Fufu ma me for the next video some farmer on that. Yes, where the menche. we at the mention the next video elsuni
Madam for pa your friend Romeo. Down me fi Ghana 23rd March 2018. Ono driving me call airport. Sisia or US Chicago. 6 years name in Hunie. Holland ha me timini baby a US embassy wo. But one because of this passport. And no pay me ka 7% me cost Romeo. Me te toilet so na me fill US ESTA application. Me try just $21. You can't tell me say they take 72 hours and send me your approval. In 1 hour 20 minutes, and I'm your approval by. To want the power of this passport. PhD will go on cramba. Passport to your friend over achievement.
Abrante will have you. Kofi happiness. Enti otie na no ne kasa odi tie ne
18. Ono driving me call airport. Madam for pa your friend Romeo. Down me fi Ghana 23rd March 2018. Ono driving me call airport. Sisia or US Chicago. 6 years name in Hunie. Holland ha me timini baby a US embassy wo. But one because of this passport. And no pay me ka 7% me cost Romeo. Me te toilet so na me fill US ESTA application. Me try just $21. You can't tell me say they take 72 hours and send me your approval. In 1 hour 20 minutes, and I'm your approval by. To want the power of this passport. PhD will go on cramba. Passport to your friend over achievement.
Okay. Yate.
Romeo, I'm coming to see you.
Odie huriya sa why? Huriya. Nefa PhD fo a omo Ghana, omo ni mefo. Because amanfo send video yi, enti na maba betena nam de eno Wo-Okatakyire Afrifa mensa asem no. Me ba besi fom. Enti dia branch e pese o ka kire wiase na ase. Ukwa brochira. And once you bring your own passport. Na we no abroche for the betimi akamu nsem yi ba. We also in Holland. You got the most powerful, one of the most powerful passport in the world. I believe say used to come. Holland passport also come. Iti abranti ube ha se ehi yon sa anu di ye but ni na mo ye now obi send video na o ka say hey abranti wo man ani na ho na mti da bi wo man ani na ho sen wono so de wonya no ono so de opa kire say eno no unya sa passport na ema life ye easy obran emunya de ne sa enti wo wabo PhD e Ghana wo de asisi dan wo de atoto cars enya ade no eno so ye o se da bi nsehunu no odi no dem se da bi we dem de beba class enti se ne papa yi kana asem wo se wo si yan ya ne so ana wa fele US hwan ana ye de man because of the power of the Netherlands passport. Eti these are the video trending but Wo-Okatakyire Afrifa mensa asem o kan you know ana also the kwadwendwe mu awarefo aware na oba wo ho na me na mehwe no man si fifiye enti sa na ye ase hango hankam ene o sorry so si aware no mu ani na wo frɛ won peke me call awo na wari ase nyama koye ma enti on kai me me na me ho Wo-Okatakyire Afrifa mensa say hey mami fo na mo yesa na munya dia ye mo mama dwum na o na munyi sa kind of mentality no munyi sa that kind of mentality no emfemfiri madwum minyango ware me mami mitiema wote mi wie na ma send video na ma no but boga de onye sa me boga de onye sa na bi na aware nso a sebio Okatakyire Afrifa mensa asem akọ kan se aware asebe mugo ware nipa bebre enye se bia wontimi afodi o but etoda bia me to me me kura den kamenya bebe nipa bebe 10 dan koma ba but a man bi aware chenchireche no sesam ho be de o Okatakyire Afrifa mensa se o ka kire ne wise hey aware ne be ware no so umani pa bro 100 obe waawo umani pa bro 100 wa obe waawo eye social media pressure no twamfoni akese no dada ne ho mumra na mumme pai balu na mummeji sei eye pressure kwa yes, what is saying? Agnes Benson, hope say Bibia Boko. Spence, I believe so. Obia Hoye. Hey, what is saying? Okatakyire Afrifa mensa asem no. Mama sentia so yum. Na yenko yedim. Na me fa dwuma de nmre we short. In so to ato Ghana no. Ha.
But opejai. Wa wasem.
Ai. Opejai.
Awazi?
Wa wasem.
You know.
Ohene.
Empro ho ngware wate.
David.
Emo bia fa pressure nto bia so.
No hene.
Oyo, empro ho ngware.
Ya kansi nso.
Enya kansi.
Enya kansi.
Wazi? Enipa odo ho bebo na brabo yi mu as oyira na wukunu one way ya obesi wu nhira no kwan.
Aware bi etimi se nipa bia brabo. Me no kasa yi obi dia ye kon. Me no kasa yi wo hwema ni mo nso ntimi nkasa pem na bruta. Okatakyire Afrifa mensa se tenam ya ye ba be kobi no no mato santene no moba no
tie de meka ni ye na fa kwa adwindwirim
More fire.
me say empro ho ngware se okoto pa na eba bi bamu a se wonya asese wo hunhu se eba na abamu no wo pese ware wo ba na anka se on merita emu obi amfo so se eba abamu ti ware emu obi a society ni mu obi a tie ni na meka nyame adwenkyere wo be responsible father
nice
se wo ba ware obi a ware nipa ni based on merit
okay
nipa ni su se de otie ne ban ne saso boafo a wo ye nti na de ba ware no emu obi a ma pressure se onu obi akọ wo nti kọ ware don't mind them
don't mind them eno so nkyere se wo a wo hwe me no wo a ba class na ote ya no wo de sebio son atam oberima to kon na wodi eno se wodi pio na de ato pio na de ato ye huyi hwe huyi papa we ye futu eye futu eno nkyere se wo so tam sebe oberima to kon na pio so to pa mo kwa kushia difo ebia wutwa ho kakra na abasa ni twa ho kakra aso hyewo ha sei mama mempe enwum bi kakra na agya memfa ngu ha medi gu aso no so asom wayere me ntino esa obekwa gu yi abeto no the tata na was born obanie majime ba fano kore de akere mo
mind them enipa bebire wu abra ware enti wazi
Ko
enipa na ofa ne betena fi a me yonko kwakwo seche obeka chose ye fa namfo se de eni beje adamfo a wafa nyansa bi anim da bia wo bai tete pressure sa afie she's bringing the worst out of you it will pro ho akware sa yere
more fire.
okay
obana no kasa ba ko obebie no etimi tu it takes life out of you etimi take and kwa bi free mu as if say you were useless you were nothing they do what is hiding that one who say we sex object they were niman so was so no about toto o personal growth emfa ne ho say obedi so such a person no worrying because only na wo ba sa hiding
such a person worry no ene hia me ha o bese yen kwa ha o onene twempena one oba no wo ho one berima no wo won tena sinka say oh be na business we nyin won fa business idea bi kura mai de bia fa me fa ha pizza na me odabra say ya honey obon say what send no ayi bi na ayi what they say I have boss pa o yeah I have boss papa o mese me enko so ba eni katete fifa mesa say hweniye on for business idea bi ma say oh be ade we di nka o ya nka beboa o so atase yi na ye rigi na e ma no so o mo ye ne say o mo send location ye de mbeko locations o hwe manim location na ye de mbeko de nsese wa dwen o katete fifa mesa we ye futu o pa so betima akira wa dwen me se me bie phone lines na tu entena se hwe manim sa send location me emfa ye de wo be fa ho sa.
But on top of it all, General, enipa woni ne besan se wo yire ana ukunu. Tiede meka you.
Yes, Nana Hima Deko. Nana Hima Penaman. Yes. Ontario, Abontenso, Canada. I say I have a lot to say, but I'm at work or yaduma. Me see we a push you be me pese a waking up emotions.
E be me si wonhira no kwan wade. E be me si wonhira bia no kwan. Tiede meka nie.
Die ni ohene.
General na metie yi, one meti ni ye pa wo. General anya me boni o.
Papa.
Afa wadwene ho se General wo yiri tifie. Edi General wo yiri no wa de wo so wonya hwe ene bra me ma na dwuma. Na agya wonya bi nyasa.
Sa pepe.
So wo yiri no. Wa ya me boni. Wonya me boni. Edi ka me ya wo yiri ye nyasa.
Sa.
But then am sa ye no me pese me ya wo yiri ye no me no ntembete. Ye yo bia mpese me ye wo no papa bia mpese me ye wo be sei. So wo yire na nya banyansafo ana wukunu ne nya banyansani a. Enforce ho so be ware wate.
Nyansa. Ma yemfa ye do be kosa. Agnes Mensa, I say God bless you, bro. Okay.
Now for a general yere ne de betena shop say general yere bra be hwem shop mame ade be che no nkomo ade bia me di no say Ghana ni it looks like we have to have a conversation about the mindset, the state of the mind of the Ghanaian.
Exactly so.
Wo buano na wafa no no I said you see car shop wo egu shop no aka ho na ntro da na no it is a kobade say general anya me bone na mom ne yire no oboban me no a meye ne papa no wo bedimi sika dia ade ne besie abetimi ni general ntam nyasa
Sa pepe.
if se meche ne yire na tum
Exactly.
media me nso nkwase asem so aha yeso nkwase asem so if se meche me ne yire tum nso a enam say ye oba ne be man ntam nkomo nti no edru wa me man na ma anya logical it memi ntimi ntrase se general ne me be nante me pamu general free me nchen if se me ntimi nchi general yire ntum na general da so ne na me nchen enti me say wo ba be ma be ware no be go e betimi asi wonhira no kwan ade
Sa.
ija
Improve.
anza be ko enya mboni bia o me kasa me extend wo do na me wo ma be ko ni to ne yire ba be sey yentem
Freedom.
Asemo but on say uni obi ko fadamfo na wadamfo fam no eye kama bibia eye kama automatically sa a dono extend because oni akono penasem enti ono so de obe no ebi anua bi ebi a okunu bi automatically extend eko but ejina senior obesi I think you need to set boundaries boundaries so what I say we your futu ye na ye de hia de I think it's boundaries. You need to set that boundaries. Se me no wa hemi come on. Ye kasa and komo bia no bedi. There are a lot of students me no mo video call. There are a lot of students omo ha me no mo video call. E betime din say hu concern ade. But when I hear say bia there's one person in the house okunu ana oyira I tend to cut communication. So what I say, that is boundaries, and you can do that. You can set that boundaries for yourself.
Tie dem ka yi.
On fire.
Eti be no na mu a wo yere nyi madamfo.
Dabi da.
Wo mpena wo ga nyi madamfo.
Sa pe.
Meso me yere nyi wadamfo.
Exactly so.
Me mpena nyi wadamfo.
Freedom.
Tie dem ka ni ye.
For the records.
Nana Ima Deko. Or say, why is it about women but not men? Because Mumbano, Nana Ima, Mona. Me, I see women to be second goal. So what I say. If we are see Chan Huna, if we are Maho. Inti aya sometimes ye ba lectures no more sometimes me tena say na me hwe the number of people omo frɛ odwumadie no so ye ma inti mo ma no sabio aya mo ho nsɛm bebre ɛkyɛ ye mema me tie yi me tie yi me sorry me dware ya na ma betena betoba or the makeup beka ho on fa makeup anka on the filter beto so what I say inti mo no a lot of issue comes out. So what I say, and you're born so what I say. Desire quite in the same.
Because of 7 no one tem.
Sa.
Everybody them kind me am kind me
No Yani
everybody me am kind. Make any mistake so maka. Messi wo bi ni wo bi tia anye wadamfo. Obesem mo nchem.
Okay, piercing let's say.
Ana me he ni agro. Agro for be salad na. Yeah na katachi ayi muwa mi hia muwa ne fa ase ayi na no ma me bia oba ha se gubi ayi de na card na trentram no na ga card de say hey oba ye wunim pefe minim pefe se ma me wo hwe se de ne tone bia wa kire otumus wa ye tete street ga woman pa ayi se minim ba
Ehusie voice ni.
Ehusie voice ni be de mu a chene wa kire no mampani ebitimi taxi me gadache me kunu atifie wo as wo ye ni wo bua no ne wo beka wato fom sisia obeka wato fom sisia anti agi anasa tamu meton anasa fufuo ma no wokofa asankofa fufu free eye UK eba ya na me disima battery akola no one ne tia wo ye adwuma ni bia ma no da bia anti agi ton mo ton anwa wo kofi asayi na ni ba no so na ababa wa na bie shop ni bi wa bie money anwa shop a wogu ne de bibi ni no adwene no there must be something studied about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Azi wo bo nipa obeku
Yes. Ubuoni pa Okatakyire Afrifa mensa also ubuoni pa obekum. But that doesn't take the fact to say and say ubuoni pa. Yen komre na nipa. Ya hweye na ese nipa ye. Ubecha me ade a I believe say nka manya anka wo de bosom pa ye ne fa chem. Ya hweye na ese nipa ye. Eno nche say was nipa wo ma utimo ye dene. Dabi. I can't do that. What obebeti from was born. I'm also our life now. Minim say enkomre ya kakra mi ya me pia kakra de ama no mobile money. So what I say. I thought because me money musa. No me money musa. Me student obi obeti me pia me musa. You know, that's what we call love.
And you see there is something General,
there's something wrong.
There's something wrong.
Competition.
There's something wrong. Ebia yanu social media nti kwasiasem sa akasesem na social media eso wo be ware woni mimiti ayi bebe ware na kebetimi ayi akasesem de ayi
Lamborghini
mabo adam lamodi ayi woniska bibini again there's something wrong with it.
Dabi Nina ye ceremony say umu efe. I always say ube warrior is either say ope ceremony and say ope warrior. Because ye hwemu pa ye kuro mu ha no. ye hwemu a Awareɛ ye fi Awareɛ no ensako eja be hyira so ena be hyira so fa me bayi kɔ nyame kama de me bi enyi hyira magye atom se oba magye atom se okun ene oyere but yes social media yen twitwa na kura ye kwagwo kura oba pemfo o se wakwagwo ye say e say baby den drop your comment na me hade oba wafa furo wasi wokotwa pictures eti social media pressure ne ade but it doesn't change the fact it says wo sika na person spend de bia meka me wie ye de fufu asisu sisi yi ye de eniema asisu sisi yi me nkwa mu fridge ne ade me didi anya se bia me ni de me di besi me boaboa no so de asidan de bia me kasem ba ko se accident ye to me se nyanya me adawroma nka me ko anka me savings ka sabio sebe kwase bi na egodie the savings kakra maye enti that does not change the fact to say obrana wo bon so unya sika you need to spend it. Money is meant to be spent. Enti it goes a long way say ogo ware na if you have the money kwanya my guy let the money flow. Let the money flow. Now oh yeah the money flow now be wie na come de wa eye wara o wara eye wara o wara edi enye se bia obi oba be di jollof na eme ya enye se obi oba be no me champagne na eme ya da bi ye wosika e di sidan ene ye wosika e di twa enum before sa accident no me ne me guys Friday bia ye tenase ye bontoa untimi nkyira me hwe ma send bogus card ya mano ma send dem de be yi dem de beto e bia me di be yi project edem enti se fa na na se $1,100 na edam ho no ntimi nya ne dan e wo se be pantoa e wo se me feely piercing whispers or say it's about women because it's common to find men marrying a poor woman and turning them into someone than women do. Most women depend on a man for substance than the other way around. Financial burden in the family mostly is on the men, but most women put pressure on the men. Okay, piercing whisper so they no.
Make a chira me wife says how many people 100 nipa 100. Any aware no wabe ware ho.
Freedom.
No fire.
Busa. Nipa 20 pen am presenting. Nipa 20.
Moderate.
Nipa no mwa begu abedi di sa aye dia bayi. Aye dia bayi. Abobom ka aye dia bayi.
Anu ma sori akọ. Afi ne ekọ bobra.
Ye wie kwa be say won hwe o na ta die na na ehye. Se do mbesi atwa da pa. Ensu nei sabi mpradua so jimi nti. Ye ni ahoto.
Mesramu, maybe phone lines not too on that. So what I say, eba na wade mu nsem ni ayi a ye na emfansia de. Katache na tuja no payi. Ni padodo omoba, me say we have the occasion and you have the marriage. We have the occasion and the occasion. Se moti say, hey, meti muti ni se me pese me ware ana me debate abeto obi wa o chamono ne beto bebabi. Amanfo a omo pese omo ba me wedding ana omo pese omo ba ma ware me wedding dey ahra menye wedding menye but fie traditionally so I say I'm going to do it now make me dey to say teacher ni ba be ware obi obeka say was born me baby of course o me ba entimi limit ni pa na say nipa edu entino di obeba da bi na. So what I say, me I believe it's all about your cycle. So what I say, about marriage, because nipa mo pesa mo ba ma wari ase mo mia wana me hade me pesa me hade o ma me enye force o ebu o pesa oba o person be nipa koro o person he teacher ni a meti ha me control nipa nipa over 300. So what I say? Lady D1, yes. Lady D. Hope say bibi aboko.
Awareɛ na wo ba be sɔre akɔ 2 seconds no. Wa mpam ntade be 10 ya ne ho ntɔ no.
Nsia edu.
No sane ho. No akɔgye bank bosia. Anu wa fa wo ba we ya fa be ma we ya to ho so. Na nim nyansa, nti wo nim nyansa.
Da bi da.
Bank bosia de da bi. Opani yangoji bi. Yes, piercing with special obeba. Obeba ma wadi asimi traditional word obeba. Piercing no boys prefect. Na boys prefect ama ho na beba. The boys prefect wa ma ho na beba.
Wo nim nyansa?
Da bi o hene.
So wo ba wo hunu se usika. Wo se esi ye ne ye white word ne ye aware ne mienu ye ne miensa. Ya wadi fie de na wie. Na to betimi ayi obusa. Ne na mitimi ye.
Obeya mana bro.
Okay. Yes.
Adi achivia mechia ubere.
Ejo so.
Person was I hope so. Now Osaida when me who's a old boy.
It's no Asante my order for new one, ebeba.
Okay, that's nice. Me tell somebody be kakra okete Afrifa aboboso. And somebody there the Bruno ne kwanto no. I had the mindset of Bibino and I am confused. You know, the black person, especially African, and I said the Ghanaian, no. In terms of awareness, and there's so many misunderstandings, especially in the modern society, no. And it creates a lot of difficulties. So I'm just going to pick one or two. First and foremost, no, sir, Oba Ekwako Ware, sir, Ben Makako Ware Oba. The preparation, no, Ekwano, misunderstanding, Ewo, and between. Most families, no, Edwin said, yeah. Oba Bema Kowari Oba, that Oba becomes a cash cow, and I say, I don't know how to put it, but it's like Omunkwana Showoba, and you know, Bema na Oba Bewani de also your boka correct. Now your boy real so I was say you should become their burden, you know. And that put a lot of pressure on the man. Because otherwise, I want both parties. And I say, what you want to say? Now, tradition be also no matter. Obroni, I engagement, and now we answer na oya or most of the time, almost that is their traditions. But if mama plus they just go to the registry, and then, you know, sometimes 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. No, our master documents. They are married. Obi or maybe the relationship on or ban because they all travel from afar. And Omesia, they just got a friend. And I almost so say I want to feel so. Now downfall, or no witness, 3 of them. They are married. That's it. And your understanding of the people involved. But Ubesha Africa there, yes, engagement near Kobohuka. Yeah, we are now as I say, wedding be now Huka Abebre. Now most of the time, it put pressure. They make you or ban the only are no example. Oba Beman Ewo Abuchi or Koposo Warrior Bar. Now, yes, engagement list to be near the list of bread and I want to talk in Yama to Ma Holland. All sorts of things. Now, after on your body didn't come out, say, near better no, Obano, the mindset in say, after I engage on Bayano, I also acquire wedding. Now, our idea be because say, oh, yeah, Jumaka Crano, our idea be say, I will say, board, high expensive place. Now, or inviting go for every man say, Listen, I don't want a lot of expenses because say me baba ya aware kakra wi a me de me so tuta ga say me ne kakra ebusuafo, you know, to have some refreshments be omu wi a. Now, me person me boka bebe me here ni wi a. When I return, I have to work on your papers because of course I need to bring you. You know, my budget, you know, this is how I am budgeting. This is how much I want to spend because after Awareɛ expenses and I don't want to go borrowing and all sorts of things. After the maybe I was saying instead of having money to spend on your paper and start on wait you understand? Now, if you're now also know how much are you willing to spend? Also, to budget and just say in some now also know how much are you willing to spend? What are you? What is your budget? Then I also so there and then and to be honest with you, I want to because the man is of opinion say no. One who say bimba men are made by me. Me finances. So this is what I want to. But the woman didn't understand because our society operates also. And so the question, and then you ask that question. The question the man was asking the woman is, is it the pageantry, the fanfare of the marriage? You know, and I said, now, which is it? So Uber found down for 4, Uber meaning way, yeah, anyhow, not just for and then I will hear and I say, Awareɛ and I will hear. So, questions with me and he put to me and tell us. So, the marriage, of course, was boycotted. They make it out to money, be everything. Oh, they call God or to tell me we shall avoid that. Yeah, that is Awareɛ. It didn't come on because there are certain things here as a man you should be very, very peculiar about. Because these characters will him say no. One taking notice of it that Awareɛ you have problem. You make also a best so and just what we shall will be. I won't know the any SAB and the Awareɛ. And there's this mentality of Africans and Ghanaian families, being particularly the women. So Awareɛ now Emano is a financial bedding and also. Ubesha worry. Ubesha dia obana other sort to kakra. Ubesha a law mami wa pack with an announcement. We kuku was standing kugaka wa bedu obetna wa no no obabe control niama ubesha check the rules. Na adani activity for the man. So uka enka obeya or supporting ne parents, you know. Now it put extra burden on the man. You know, so these things are issues a problem for the society. Some family have they are corporate. Or maybe family do on one war battle, just Obana Dani cash cow. Oh, and a Bema walk of Niska and so and ya now no wonderful Kia the cabin say they push these girls to go out with rich men. Obana also you have to be independent financially. I'm not the it's like the man there. Ọ̀nù na Nyankopɔn ɛbɔ no sɛ ɔmbrɛ wiase na ɔmbɛpɛ sika anaasɛ ɔmbɛyɛ adwuma anaasɛ ɔnsi ade na ɔno nso so ɛnyɛ sika mfa mbɔ ne bra. So the mentality is corrupted. You understand? And I said, Ukofa or Bansu independent, they have this psychology say, I am equal because I am independent. And you find some of them doing well, but being able to feel say, it is your birth right and not responsibility. Say, burden should be your burden. And this is the psychology of most women. And therefore, Obana that mentality. I know relationship be our hand say. Abrochano situation is different. And this a guy be a Yamaya easy. It's not even that easy for most men. Say be a Uber worry, Uber Chadanka, Uber Bibia, Uber Wakoma. To say everything is on the man. And the woman only needs to carry the other way. Most women do well. I'm not trying to say they don't. But we are talking about the majority here. Another status quo. Say the etier any year. Now, obey your parents saying, no, on fashion, but now a brochure example. Now, obey catcher, a beme catcher, obey say, something a system ritual. Say you're high down, particularly I'm talking about England or London here. To rent about 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom, and yet easy. You can pay it. But so much now, what's your share your rent? Your electricity, your gas, council tax, and all sorts of things. For 1 month, and yet easy. And therefore, sometimes it is necessary to ever get involved. I tell you, sir, most men before Ghanaian women and some African women, and yeah, job not dream about that. You can do OGA,
okay.
But you, the man, they expect you. Say, as I said, we'll do Sicano, any way you know, we are, name me, and any papano, and so we have been out in now. It's the mentality because they bring that same mentality for more. And it creates a lot of confusion. Most of relationship break it down, you know. Sometimes, as I don't know, you saw your Ghana as a woman, or you're submissive, no, you're humble. The man, and you know, I expect you to fund in all the necessary expenses in that you know. We also saw expectations of baby so Bruni Bema serving they share responsibility. So Chiku, sorry, MTB, so all sorts of things. Now, some Buona, Papa so near San Calbania, a South African and a Ghanaian woman. You will feel, and you say you are broachy and Diaba, Yanisa. But you say Kasem dia, and then you also here, you have to play your role as a traditional African man. So this is bring a lot of confusion. Unless you enlightened, I understand your worry. So you, the woman too. Which you are responsible as a Juma. You need to share. You need to support the man. But supporting the man is not your duty to respect the man. Because a man and a woman, you can never be equal. One must be dominant and the man is dominant.
Okay.
It is natural. Even though they share, still the man is the dominant one. And that is why when there's an abuse or anything, they tend to sway to the woman because they feel say, oh no, you're the weaker one. And that is the way it is. But misunderstanding and a culture creates all this problem. Many years, your great grandfathers, but life is not that difficult. That way, she need crowd so the money is there, the financial pressure, and also peace. These days, things have become different. And it is important that the women also evolve and are parents to understand, say, society, a man to put all pressure on the man, can get easy. So that parents, or banny there, what's the Juma Benoy, what's the Senate, but Warena, hey, so there's something, yet I can. So you know the BB Befi. See, this is the mentality. Don't say them Befi, and Bema don't say BB Befi. Bema don't say BB Befi. Or Bama your own don't say BB Befi. On them bra. Really, Papa, only Kuna Bomubra. Whatever Japan, it is for themselves and for their children. Sa adejibini sa insem kakase oba ukwa waria so ye de no tibi na bibi befi onya dem brefi oba de no de obema don fa bibi befi na oba de no de ko so the idea that waria oba ne render service bi and service if you are on your bad no render service no that mentality is not here.
Okay.
Obroni ne wonda. Obroni ba ne wonda no feel say wa render service bi. Because it's both feelings, mutual feelings. You enjoy the romance, or you enjoy the so. Nobody is doing anybody any really good here. But beneath bad mentality are different.
Okay.
They be afraid that giving sex to the man is rendering some special service. But the fact remains that most of the time they enjoy most. When you work on that one more pushing you and look like the trouble back.
Okay.
When a man is tired, is exhausted for whatever reason, they don't perform well. And look at the worry So who is enjoying the act more? But this mentality of the black person or the African woman that having sex with a man is they render some service.
Okay.
And therefore, so these are some of the misconceptions. Also, parents, they should educate their children very well. And so you have to bring something on board. You have to also be independent.
Okay.
Which was also said, I supported the relationship. It must be mutual. It cannot just be the man in Kwa. Because how many times have we found a man, a wealthy woman, and a well-to-do woman, and if I say a highly educated woman, or worry a wretched boy, a wretched man, I will be only be. Oh, concern the crown on the Hokar and Nikasakra, or show up and down, or show your dressing, or show car, then to look at all this vanity, these things. It's just so precious. What you do? You are a man. What are your potentials? Son on super to me, wow, what you mean, cousin Baby, some of the women do it. But the idea is always that what is the man? What would then
what is it? Wrap up on that. Now, Lady Deep. So
I'm wrapping up. So this is the mentality that most of these women have, which is partly because of training, partly because of the culture, and partly because of the social influences that we see around. And when you take this idea and our mentality into the marriage now, the marriage doesn't work. Okay. It doesn't work. But let's face it. That's not me, Boba, not the Naba. Maybe 1 month. Our relationship collapsing. Most of them. But Ninginano is the man that is. I'm not saying the men also don't play part in these breakdowns, but most of the time, we say 70 feet either disrespect or the man losing control of the woman, and this financial responsibility. Sometimes even child benefit because Obano feels I have my rights, and therefore the humility, another submissiveness, another respect that the man expects, it doesn't exist. What's wrong? That's with this. London.
Okay. Pierce in the day the Abraham. Who say Lady D? Yes, I want for some member my warrior pa. Yes, the student in the member. And I need to make room for them as well. So what I say, I need to make room for my student as well. And to Wo-Okatakyire Afrifa men say on the anka obenya nka nipa or catch and why say nipa 10. Say nipa was a nipa bro 100 enya dia ware no obeware. Ana make her say, oh, Ana make her say, Bibisa no. Hello?
Yeah.
Lady D. Not to say.
Oh, no, any.
Hey, wa Ana Wakasano. Not to say.
PŭNCHΕS.
Okay. You are welcome. I don't know what contribution you like to add up.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to add on to what Pearson Whisper said. I do agree with him, but I like to add on to what he said also from experience and from people I've seen in my lifetime who have gone through such things.
Okay, we are listening.
How should I put this? Is when two become one. As of that, no, it's not about. It shouldn't be a competition. It shouldn't be equalization. If my husband wants to be equal in the situation, you allow him, like as a woman, you allow him to. That's when you humble to your husband. And yes, sir. Say yes, sir. Anna. And child benefits wherever you are in the world, because America for child benefits and in Yamasa. But a wedding shouldn't be burden as to who you are going to marry, or you don't want to pay too much money. Oh yeah, then okosoro over forward. Send it now for also now for omonia beba, because it's called proclaiming love. Proclaiming love no opeso obiara witness it.
Okay. Okay. Are you done?
But from that barrier among them one. And says into the more proclaiming if no yes superstars or situation well Awareɛ mo there and yes superstars and yes celebritism. Where are they no? In Barbie pesa, in Bama so be a bit so pesa. But also in a situation, no, it shouldn't be about sex. Come and go. Yanko no hase, yanko ye. That's not there. That's why it's called love making also. Love making, no. I just say more sharing, more relaxed. Yeah, opinion include that. No, yeah.
Okay.
And you say, oh, what can a word of mouth in tea? Udomi sa na made him what also. No, women shouldn't do that. It's only single women that would be confused by the situation that could maybe do that.
Okay.
But as a married couple, dear, whether their wedding is big or small, no, it will still seem big in their eyes because they are proclaiming their love on that day. It shouldn't be a registry say, oh, me they no call na hanum say, ye bekwa busa pastor no, be share BB white. Hey. Some person mo ye no simple, na mo beka so mo be ye no sa. No biara ti ase. No biara aye we But more proclaim, yeah, more bridesmaids, more flower girls. That say, hey, it's called planning for something.
Okay.
So the thing is that it's not necessarily say it's not women that put the burden upon the man, no, but the man in a Bible is even known as a breadwinner. A breadwinner, no, what should he be doing? Sitting there watching you saying that you're going to buy this, you're going to buy that? No, you share it. You share it in happiness. Okay. But some men have that what do you call it? That mentality as if you're ordering them around because they can't take a woman's order as of that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And sometimes that's why some of them don't get married because all they want is sex, come and go, and we are finished. Who cares about the marriage part of it? Everyone normally dying by in so konyema. Now I can say 1 or 2 be enya oba. And yes, say, and yes, sir. It's not nice. Okay. Women go through a lot. But unlike Nigerians, no, that's why they do it big one time. And their wifeys can't ask them money all the time. Say, yes, sir. But as Obama, no, you know how you should run your house. If you want nice garnished food from your wifey, of course, she would need money to do it. Okay. And if you tell her to stop work and look after your children, no, that's what will happen.
Okay. All right. Medasi, Lady D, thank you so much for your contribution. Okay.
Oh, me, you.
Oh, hey. Hey. Okay. And wrap it up. Wrap it up, mine. Why?
Okay.
Wrap up on it for us. Okay.
Okay, so how I'm wrapping up on it to say, hey, see, Awareɛ deɛ, it's two made as one. It's not one-sided, and it will be two sides, both sides of the story. What am I saying? If my husband is not feeling happy and I was happy before, now I will not feel happy for the rest of the day because he's not happy, and that's how it's reciprocal. If he respects me, of course I'll respect him. I have to respect him 100 times more than that. Because he respects me. He showed me respect. So that's how everything goes. Into my end thinking on the thinking of like the financial sides of it and stuff like that. Because a bit like I've known some couples that have really gone through things and now they've made it big. They don't look back again. Because if you choose to look back and say, oh, and see, I'm going for someone that has more gold in their pockets, then you will keep on going every time. That's how marriage will be to you. Ultimately, you will keep on going on. Because it's always that you are looking for something. You are looking for the higher level. But the higher level doesn't come to you until you work harder. So when you do work harder, you will climb the ladder, and the ladder will take you higher, Ankasa. That's what it is. That's the key to it. In Timbrofono, they do it. They do it in our African way, no, but they don't name it as such, or they don't go in too deep. Say it's mandatory. Say SSL no say SSL no sa. They know they have to do it. It's a rule in their heads also because it's their tradition.
Okay.
It's a child benefit in Yamano. It shouldn't be a matter.
Okay, Mate.
Because it's like paying your electricity bills in Ghana, and still it will go off. But you have to pay it with money.
Sheye, Oba Ghana sisi na aba you know. Sheye. Lady dear, other callers on it. We thank you so much for your contribution. Okay. Okay.
It's me chia Vivian Essen, me chia Ukraine, no ni ho, me chia Desiree, me chia Auntie Comfort, me chia Veronica, me chia Munia way, me chia Sammy, me chia Piercing Whispers, so Carmen Quadia.
Okay.
On Carmen.
Okay. I mean, you know, bye bye.
Sorry.
Lady D no. What is inner beauty, my fro? Inner beauty. My friend, Nana ima penamai. Lady D ba Ghana, yeah, yes.
Hello.
Nana ima.
What's wrong?
Na apuma.
Hello.
Yes, o ima metonka.
Hello.
Me pacho metonka, what menka? Hello.
Hello.
Oh. Lady D ba Ghana, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, me pacho metonka, what menka?
Hello. What's wrong?
Metonka.
Okay. That's not metonka. At the same.
Boko, nanso
Yeah. And then I'm not paid yet. It's in a I like the topic. And I'm going to tell it in Kedi. And with that, so it's nice discussion. What's more, our real, then when you go home, about and say, from the Bible perspective, you know, marriage supposed to be fair or beman. You know, you have to be the man before you marry your partner. If you say, this Yama, I want to be a year we see, and what about them? And that's how I will be drinking true. And he said, what's your Bema? Every crowd will know what's your bar, Nasa or Bashia Bema. You are not from the same family. Then another the other guy was saying that how many times now about worry obema unista. So any oba responsibility say obefa bema no hweno it's wrong in every aspect, whether you or you tita or now you tutum. When you remember makwansa when you remember at the end of bema first responsibility of the bema or say work and man direct. He gave him a land, he asked him to work. When Adam was able to work and name all the animals of the farm before he gave him a wife. So the wife was the second thing. And Niyama already be and you know, the mema no and I say mema and I say man a prayer. Yeah, they are one for share touch connecting. But when that happens, you need grace of God. When that happens, you need the grace of God.
Okay.
Because when you point here, when we hear from everything, and with God, no things are possible. Whether I say, "Would the one I say when you make one, the success will come, but it takes time."
Okay.
And you know, also Muka say or buy tradition say, and I go one thing so the other guy of making it or a program or say and mother is no go honoma they be oh no say oh mommy oh look at with yeah mommy can show parents the Bible says that honor the father and the mother so that your life will be successful. And you know, whether or bad, you have to show respect to your in-laws. That doesn't mean say one move will take two place. So maybe my mother-in-law, I never had that problem with my mother-in-law. Okay. My mother-in-law respected me from the day I entered that marriage and to the day he passed away. They say me couldn't have baby that. He couldn't have Bema no hamaj, but onokurano and check. Namkase we've got what is possible. But why show respect ama or in-laws, no matter what, God will not defend you. God will not defend you. Say by mistake, if say he feel love no about if you know person shows and a banner, remember na no person. Person when no man ne ba, remember na no no dey we am transmit me kumbe. Well, you're not bro big guy.
Okay.
And you know, give him that space. Now say bibi amet be no ukọ dem ananu kuma. Unkọ kan kire, un attack your mother-in-law. Say the to obey. Those things, you know, that is another door open to your marriage.
Okay.
And when you open that door now, you never know. You know, it's a jar of thee. You never know. You can't put them back. And you know, we have to be very, very, very careful. When you are in marriage, there are a lot of things at stake. It's not only money that causes problem in marriage. Children cause problem in marriage. Friends cause problem in marriage. Work cause problem. The woman can be very successful, and the man is not. And by so doing, that also can cause a problem in the marriage.
Okay.
And you know, that every marriage, and I'm thinking God gives one. Sometimes the man is the leader, sometimes the woman is the leader. It depends where the wisdom is coming from. And you know, so Nyanko point they are doing you have to recognize that. Now man will support. When you do that, yeah, your marriage will prosper. It will not end your marriage. Support your wife. Also about so we crew what gave you open nisika, nana usika. Also man grace. What you say, man support.
Okay.
If we say, yeah, Awareɛ hunhumade. Awareɛ hunhumade. So te ase. Eti na nye bibia ubetimi ehunu sei sanai obema bi wo ha be hia no ni sika ne enso kira wa hit big. Anything I say with every successful man there's a wise woman, not any woman, wise woman.
Okay.
Obema bi wo be hia no ni sika uso kwa but who knows oba no ni nyansa you guys can make it. What I say, money is not love. Money is not marriage.
Okay.
But you need wisdom. Every marriage needs wisdom. And every marriage needs leadership.
Okay.
If you have these two things here, that marriage has hope. And every marriage needs God in it.
Okay.
God fear it.
Okay.
You have to fear God. When you fear God, you respect your husband. And your husband will respect you.
Okay.
Medase
be brave. Nana ima Canada. What they say? Nana ima pina man attending Canada bontin so. What they say? My friend inner beauty one. But who's a class? I'm for enya mawari ombeba pa. Yes. Enti me tire invitation mu. Invitation metum 2 months time. Enti se na be abrochire fo nso be den. Ebetimi aden. Etimi agi leave aba. Aha.
Hello, Rosborn.
Inner beauty one.
My life and now me to so.
Put them life and courage.
Na it's here for inner beauty one here from America, New Jersey, Newark. Inner beauty one. Michelle Vivian Zeni. I will be a Yamisha no man and Quatintin no man. There was one. I hope so. So here, Michelle Mame Baku. Michame mame ba ko pe a Ghana boga one na mi sha no ma no kwatinte mame Osborn unim say Osborn TV agi babia na me the radio so said enti me friend no pay highway school there afi na maba class na me say adwuma no so ti me dwuma so driving kwane me nam highway santi no I feel any sorry, but the entire bar no so lady be free. I think she's from London, yeah. Because any accent now. I don't know.
Lady no. Lady no.
Okay.
Baba be PM Ghana. Lady. The hotel channel there.
Oh, okay. Oh, Lady D. Nyamishra no na. On Monday ninji wo Ghana na iradembo no hopa no sanfa ne babedu. Baby, I will feel call I wakase ye pa because senior kasami who say I assembled than a coma so work. Say I'm a bad class into no. Maybe I may try a short number class up baby because I have to go through the topic and see what is going on. But the time my friend he say no was born TV no. Send me a class no. Ye handle for a shame for he say a class na say magnet no obia her brother bia or highway so be can say yeah class na nya magnet no boa one na baby kra was one TV agi bia because obi free bia na chine say magnet no wo fi so kro to me fi so because ade na chine say jaman no sa so ne yepe no because stations ni bebre ho no obi free ko pentero fi so and I face no make check class in I say yen steady was born TV no so no kasa now we come back miensa and na enu nsia ne awotwene ho ahwan na ekona munya te say okay na say say o pencil na say o de to because oba be market etino obia ye nyina ye fantu ye team na yenfantu ya adwumni enkan do me say me kasa metumi akasa na masan akwa baby fine and I was not TV so the ma obia kwan and no person kasa 10 hours 20 hours one was more home but se won say teacher na eye na set time na so na wo but depend beto no wa mark because was one no o person upon class no ko di fufuo when di fufuo a wa che
o time ya
you know, Obia Basso no who was born. Kasa no ka okay. okay pe na wo say o do pen no beto so na be ya obi be ko na obi aye den asan ba biom but I don't blame anybody me fo ye nyina say me petumi ye me kasa na ne kasa na ye den and ade ne da wakoma so a esa wo expect so more and was born TV is there for that.
Okay.
No more. Obi ba highway no so and obi ba class no bi was so no kasa na was born ka okay kwa no busu ka but the yenya no because nipa no at the end of the kasa no e bi a bibi one word bi wo ho a e betumi aka obi fufu akoma.
Sure.
So but me me first me bo abas because TV na che station na che ba bia as a magnet no into we dey bo adwuma ware no asem dey meba later me ko no obi fufu so aye dey aba beto aso onya sani oba kufu otim enti me bo bia baso mombo modiana sani aboni je was born TV one mo fra te say yet din kwasa you let it go no you people should keep it up so mona mo fe dey offer kwa wina so person 5 hours kwa was born wo ma because anything no wo ho me da se erade ma woni adwuma o de emesa ba biom
mate me da se okay
bye
ina beating so na de ne dia ban but ni na mu no Okatakyire Afrifa mensa am making the point o si nipa no doso na amafo agebosia e de koware na afeso maamefo ni bi o si kwame ei kofi ei ya o champion me na me hwe o ma o si fifi ye me so hwe me na me sintutu no abetena wade no ugu awade o yesa ugu awade enti ma me hwe na me fa ho ni si
ena pani ampa so
exactly
odi akasema bodam ba nipa bro 100 obeware wa ho os me hunu de atia so westi and the pressure bia betu nipa so ese chinchina ye live life bi na wakọ han ka yin so no awoni bi o
ba ko kurensi ba bia ka tai kro
what that say oni ni kunu ni koda single room mu enso akasesem wo peso wo kira de na enkurasesem bi wo mo sese sika ni nyina wi a afi oduru wa na ebisa mo me pai balloon na mo nyi 2 cedi nani asas kan kipi wo de no na manfo ne ba mo nsore nkoi azi
afi ne me papa balu
Mr. Pias mi wi a me throw back ma Katakyire emfa na no nsi ho na me ha de na mi wi a yemfa ho na emra wiye ha
na sikafo na gaso mo ni nkwasesem sa me ko abena brigidi ayi brigidi ne yere ye ko ayi o free mo ni kunu free mo ye ko na yie wo ye trasako abena brigidi abena sika wo nya asem keto sika abena brigidi wo ye ko ye nsuo pe no odisisi ho anwumere no o nsuo no odisisi table no so wo ba no wayi bi ko o se nsuo ne hia nsuo kwasi ampa
onum nsuo wi a
wo se na me kuna wa ye merry making it's not merry making
no
edie tiresem ko no aduane edie tiresem ko yin sambe so ma ebi amere aho it's not merry making efru na msua ye
that be what they saying ba na yi yo and I think I know you different nipa atwa kwan eba wa yi yo ase a enti sebio sebe Okatakyire enti nipa no how many hours obetena ho enti onu nsuo nko a say 2 hours say 3 hours enti onu nsuo nko a because of sebe nipa wu ase edidi sebe nipa wu ase eja enti aye two-sided adie yenti min ka say we are mourning intino say nipa didi sebe penfo ka say yesususu kura ye ja him eti hodi Okatakyire Afrifa mensa o se nipa didi
bawe ya mama akosu abenu wawu mo ba chese ayi kebab kro munya binre
baba ne akoto original house
mo fa bintu wanum ne nyina nsore nko
dabi
kwasi asem tie ni ahoto
Peaceling gold peaceling that is saying
original house ne bese
ni ya enu na ne yede original house ne bese wo ba merry making
so kaba
na ba wa baby ene akasesem bi obi apese aware na ba ye fanfe fashion emu akokosere enu yesese ho miensa yesese ho nan wo fasa wo ba na ba bre o ba kromfo
dabi enye men na ana make say it all boiled down to sika Katakyire yeko ben na yisika tie the budget for the wedding ebi am fan say 10,000 Ghana cedis 10,000 Ghana cedis obi wosika obetimetua more than that. We have people they can foot in for your wedding or for your marriage ceremony. It is a sikane banti onto wompo ana amanfo bi wo ha amanfo bi wo wiase a omu show penhwe omu suba no no efie amanfo come di fie na it all boil down to adwuma kura yiwom adwuma bi a na kane na mewom papa no woye show abonten enso fie na come the workers sana tie my student obi betima ka say was born wa wari yi be wari nanaima nanaima pena ma say life is what you make. Life is what you make it. That's what I say. Eti say a ban say obi wani show pen obi betima ka say was born unkonwa obi na me fa honka eti obi di sa adene ban mempo debi mempo.
You become a thief. Exactly. Because you want to keep up the life of Sawoba. You become a thief. Exactly. Make two for the and then Shuato. Make Kenya smash.
So, Omode the Omketeso. Omunya sorry.
We are sorry to Tianyasawa.
Omode the ho.
Okay.
Webre. So Boafo. Was he? And for PŭNCHɛS so. Ate. Oba ne ma me papa mobra o ma mobra. Dabi. Jano no mun chamba bi o mutia. Oba ne ba na wo fa ne se ka obo ne bebo bra se be ya ne be din beko. Je so ne ma me, eso ne papa, eso ne nuanom, enyina ha ne beto opempem. Na ne wani age. Ye say, we dey opanhiafo Jimmy.
That hot side ni dey. Okatakyire me make wo e wo ho. Emema bia yo madwen se sebio omkofo ba hiani a ana omkofa emema no se ene ye mremom ebrebi wo ha hwe de wo bekwa samado tienie obrebi wo ha e de wo bekwa samado ntem. Me, I will choose happiness over everything. I will choose happiness over everything. Ade be mama ni age. Hey, say was me tisi town. But ade bi be ma woni age no. Me pese me ma ehwa de bi wa. De be ma woni age de bia nso no. It has a consequence. So what I say, you need to sit and plan and see say ade me be yi say ni. E wo so are you ready for that? Yes, I'm ready. Then you do it. And in all life, you cannot make life without sacrifice. You cannot make life without you need to sacrifice to make it happen. Peace and go. I see true talk was born. You have said it all. Everyone has the way of presenting his or her marriage. That's it. PSA whisper. Also, I see so that that makes sense to keep your family hungry and do show outside. It's no brainer to me. Yes. Ohimandeko, or say our 5 fingers are not the same, and there is a reason. Johnson Ade also was born. What is happiness? Yes, happiness. Adwuma mi ye. Class na mabano. Yade abakwa me ya e mama ni je automatically. So what I say, my happiness, someone happiness can be say what pie or call clap to clap or no so happiness no o ye ne den ofura sore bakura obekọ clap na ni je no is someone's happiness. Ade bakwa me teacher ni my happiness sometimes emu bako meduane die level bi pefufuo pa da bia meka etu yo ba na oba mabrabo mu hu se abranti opefufuo asantini ba betime de fufuo kura homache me happiness no something that you do our need to make j it's my happiness etu yo ba na oba utimi fa fufuo la na obo me a me yadaw me yi secret na to my secret ba ko dia mam tisane sitie eti Johnson Ade wo dia de ba na me tia so ama no Ohimadako osi piercing whispers It's not about show, it's about common sense. Lady D, I say life is truly what you make it. True talk. Or him adeko. Or say happiness is when you feel whole. A whole. Yes. Huh. Pierce was say teacher and food. Yes. Many jeba no. Now I'm being truthful. So I just say, huh.
Open here for the year day.
Huh?
Was it? The make I go quite open here in the year. Bema do kwa page. No man said that for brofubia ba Bɛku opportunist. Now got to opportunity, opportunity na pɛ here.
Opekaya motum.
Wakoto se oba no sika wo no ho. Tie ni o. O se mempe, o kopɛ de ode ne bebre. Ene wo ne a wote wo no. O hamanim. Ene wo na wo di si wo no. Nso bompa say awurade mami opportunity o enti asa be ma no. E hye wutirim say wo de yesese oba eja wo no ho e ba wo mpe. Be ahwehwe sisawadwen. Ana me pedie me ne bebre me ne betempenten kwa. Me say ahwade wo beko wuom. But eno so nche se be ma no so onama ye fasika di wanim. De bia beka se ase bema ase ho e wo se unya kakra so no de kakra. You get it?
Now you say the symbol of love no so otimi do hia nipa obesesa na busua nyina begu so ana je se odo oba o ma bodam ma adwe edi ne ma wo mpebre na bema oba anka wakwa awade e se ne ma mete ne ho kotena ba bi na ne papa te ne ho na nkola ne mienu bo mo bra no na o ma me no papa no aye ne ho so mo ye burden on nkola no en no ba en no hweye society we ya adwene nyu na nipa bema no one de oba wiase wo papa ne maame na momo na brabo ne emra ka momo boy ka fe na mba be ne amama
More fire.
Hey
Call.
me tumu funne o wari obi ane maame ne papa nhwe no enyo na so hwe no
Call.
wonne wo yire ne wo ma
Call.
sesika ne bi wo hobro so na ase wo ye eno kura se mukofa betra fie se na no fela Makafui die ne yese ne maame tim betra fie o padi afie ho o padi afie ho Emma obia maame ne papa metra no so wo fie
Okay.
tie de meka ni ye na bebo ho
Call.
o sika na pese o ye ni ya maame no han dan ma ne baabi no ntena emma ne metra fie
More fire.
emma ne metra fie Itu me nua bia no aba betra fie ma o mehwe
No. Yes. With that there Okatakyire Afrifa. Yes. Wo mo a sabio omo ware na omo ma maame mo betena wo no. Obi nkase ma momi mafie but ebeye frequenter ho na na adwen. O he fela Makafui case here. Ne cousin abetena fie getting to 2 years. Maybe ka go dware kura akora ne siminie cousin siminie wo hu na dajama hu ni dedem. That is where the problem starts. So what I say, that is where the problem starts. Okay. O se me yana me ko TikTok na am se konkonsa bi apply. Nana Imadeko. Or say opportunity is not only money, it is where you feel whole. Okay. Lady D1 or see I go start take you ready. Me tell me say anopen say me need enti am fanche me. Ego static doesn't present a marriage. Okay. Next will be our you home. What is a PSM from me ba me nyabotre. Veronica. I hope say be able call. Togetherness is love. Lady D1 no.
Obe na o ba say awade no. Obegu no. E mama me no wo fa bia me wo mo be blackmail no mo sha da ye emotional blackmail. Na se de mesi ahwa ma asia fifi. Aban na ese nkohwe ma ase tutu. Na wona three attacks ko. Enya oba.
More fire.
Se metimi hwe maame akosu abro anya me yire na ebe hwe maame akosu abro.
Fire them.
O me kan no kora kire ho ne nse society no.
Free.
Society ne nya papa.
Okay.
General.
Ohene.
Anope me kan be di komo.
Ohene amanfo ni gidi.
Ma hunu bibi na meka bibi. Omo de pressure to nipa so. Na nipa ewu. Aware akum nipa bebere.
Pressure.
Aware akum nipa bebere.
Pressure kwa.
Egwayo aware bekum. Esa aware ye oye bebekum. Wasesa ni o se ware. So ti mu ani. Trabe. Utuo ni kapre trabe.
Aware bi bekum. Okatakyire Afrifa mensa no me yemfansi. Aware bi bekum. Ma me fra piase won na de opese o de to na me so de na me kope bili. Aha. Nana hima pena man. Yes, ene ohima ba class. Na wakanse bebre. Okay.
Was born. I just want to touch on Wo-Okatakyire Afrifa last point I'll make here. And I agree with him to some extent, but baby knows something in your dream. But before that, you see, also marriage, in my little experience, it can be simple. I mean, sustaining marriage, it can be simple, but it can be very, very complicated. Now, the brain understanding from both parties, because most of the time, both parties are from different backgrounds, different culture, practices, and understanding about certain things could be different. And therefore, I always feel there must be a learning. When you meet prenuptial time, in that early stage, there must be a lot of communication and understanding. And I feel there must be a lot of compromises because you guys are all different. The way you behave, the way you understand things, upbringing, it's all different. And therefore, it's important that little things must be understood. You guys need to settle those understand because one thing that I keep saying is that there are little forces, there are little teething issues. Sometimes before even you decide to marry, those little things that we ignore become mountain in the relationship that we cannot overcome. In most cases, most of the time, if both parties are going to be very honest with themselves, they would tell you, and I most say, most of the problem never done it. They were all there from the initial stage, but just because don't know and that kind of thing clouds their judgment and they overlook them. But these little teething issues, which of course they be there be assembly, parents so certain things you're not happy about. Those things that we ignore become sometimes a mountain that we cannot overclimb. So in my experience, a lot of communication is needed, and a lot of compromises need to be done, sacrifices here and there, because no one is perfect. Therefore, it's important that both parties compromise, adjust, learn, and adapt to each other in order to sustain the relationship. Now, Afrifa, like I said, we actually will see to two, we see Afrifa, also social media, see to two, which adage there kind of culture. To a large extent, it is so because of the culture. Because I brought here, to be honest, I know kids from 16, we are dying. They live their life, and in most cases, papa, to care home. It happened. But if you see the Indian culture, because I have a lot of friends there, they do what we do. Africans, or let me limit it to Ghana, they do a lot. They take care of their parents. They take this their old parents to the care home because that is a setup. That's the system they have. In this system, no Ghana, and in Mrepi, life insurance and I say care the agent na wa brocha a system no a prepare no any Ghana it's not there so parents tend to depend on their children in their old age but in your case it's true say yeah well mususumu ye Nanka more burden on the children. And now if life was that easy, then you are not going to be dependent on your children in your old age. But the point remains that it makes some sense there. But again, it comes down to the system. Now you are building for yourselves. I always used to say, if you are a parent, now your children don't become better than you, then you are a failure. I have no apology for that. In my situation, now I couldn't make them better than me myself. Then I have failed there because your children must always be better. You need to give them the opportunity. So as a parent, you've gone through a lifelong learning. Well, from sure you see things here and there, and therefore you need to educate your children and give them the direction so that they can become better. You guide them in terms of education, in terms of industry, entrepreneurship, how to become better. So that they can become better. But your parent nasabi worse than who as a parent now. Then you are failed. That is my opinion, and I always stick by that. It's necessary for parents to make their children better, and because of society, we are bad. Now, parents now are supporting. Most some parents they are wealthy or they have the means, and therefore they don't really depend on their children. But you also that means isn't there. But maybe you all do a full. Or the actual school, you are okay to some extent. I think it's important say you extend help to this parent. Whether the woman or the man, both couples, should be able to support their vulnerable parents. I don't think there's anything wrong. Yet because I bind as a social, and therefore you neglect them. You understand? I think it shouldn't be a pressure. But you have parents, you have children who neglect their parents. But this can not to too good, whereas their parents are struggling. It's not there. To have their mind and say, you know what, you are not my responsibility. You are not a burden. I don't think so. In the case, society, and a system there doesn't make it so. But some parents really sacrifice. I remember my growing up, my mom was a teacher and she did a lot. School, all sorts of things. Maybe so if the woman sacrifice and I'm a parent, my dad support me. Now I can't say and then it's just our mobra. Sometimes I'm going to me cousin so and our mobra and say yeah. We sit here die or to talk cars and then quite your bravo. Or bravo said. What you 1 or 2, you take care of them. One person, you sustain yourself. Some people struggle a lot. Be a Juma dedicated, working hard. But they work throughout their life, yet they don't really have any property person. But not just our mobra. But me time who say come break us and our mobra that's not the issue here. The issue here is how did you conduct yourself? You are not a liability society, you work hard, at least in your but of course, say so such kids, when they grow up now, I think it is necessary. The way the system is structured, we take around till government and a system rectify these things, then we can say so. By the moment the way I change it here, now see I am mandatory. It is a necessity.
Okay.
You also take care of your parents. Now almost into you support them. Kakra obedi who kakra support them now almost they lead a decent and a fulfilling life. What's wrong? Pierce wishes me that say.
Mr. Medase. Nice one. Pierce no. My friend Johnny. But me go US. That my friend Johnny. Now on so far the family. Okatakyire Afrifa mensa no. Ko Afrifa. Yes. Yes, opening not saying.
Everybody one out there.
Boko. Etio Adarma.
Okay. Really. What to him there,
Okatakyire Afrifa.
David, remember Okatakyire.
Why? Pierce
Medical. Medical in the
fella. Yes.
Yeah, almost Nicky is not teaching on the and you know anything what you.
So,
maybe so. Not there no or not to be or one small on the beer or say. And a medical and he catch me say, to an own pass area, place him up or more. Anything a man, then they move portrait your. And it's a medical person again, if you are also for the money. That's a simple. And I'm about the Jeffrey person. Some of it can be a 4 months talk. One more beer and I saw Bobby. A card the responsibility there. Oh, my nobody now perform there. Because we can't wait at the church. I remember me saying, no more. Okatakyire say, on a near prayer because Uncle school on it, in a near prayer. If you mammy, from Monday to 7 days in a week, no. That will be 10 a Sunday of the crossword. For your business, and so Saturday be over call. And people no one for slide. I show as progress are and the men I'm Uncle school, why you say what you say. That's it. Put me and one now per se about American. Obiti Maboko called your Renipa at the be at to acquire. Not or train a nickel home. No, I find a better be free, yet no man. But the old Bama, Bamano, Ayobano, parents, food, yeah, oh, and yeah, that mammy, and now say, oh, mammy, Papa, doing I have problem. I mean, head now, a partner on me big handle. When you marry, say, marriage is so simple. I did ask to be as a cry and married because I am just yet. And some people know what imagine say, when you know me, answer the and he said, anything I'm performed in the power. So, then as a woman, yes, or be any right to the area. I said, when you know more plan of their bed. That's what I know. There's also already are. I know my right and I know my right in there. And it's a power. And you know, maybe especially then because of the to say, me never so I say, you need to live in any about it. Every tourist be a neighbor, and then you could ever get my man. My man, when you are correct, every tourist be a neighbor, and I make as no. I say, I'm going to children home. And you know. The kids come channel month for home now don't go to now. And you better go. Oh, and you know, yeah, set up from there. And your responsibility say, over show parents, but as on my area, you know, and I make that was and you support me and a chip bath. And you know, I say, now, who can say, and I want more bread. Oh no, mamma, no. Let me try and see can walk or not a character but ultimately, it's now but we are making back. Me, cancer me chrome, papa, because and can. No, a government work. Me, mamma, because now. Introducing my man at a family. The workers now say, any papa, any mamma. And my many the over 2 weeks now be catching in a moment by. So, and my many the years are my mamma, and the county to me to come out and finding the insulation. It's who yes say to my no dia. And you know, our is simple. Our friendship. And yes, be and say me a master, and your master and slave. So our master and slave. Me come about 26 years experience and make actual no. Our me who are simple because me not that I mean the best of me that Lord do be and me obey. Me I tell me person me all the me find you. So oh parents, me should parents. Me not that I me call me say it out there be out talk about parents. I know in my master. Me master mine say me responsibility. Yes, me man cry me yet. Yes, me family yet. That's so your my family yet.
Okay.
Who we na? Yes, and then he bring the door so what to say? And my problem to power anymore. I want to be dead in there. Simple. And I don't become a parent get all. I mean, I show the other also fiction man. And the parents in the great cat no oil. Doesn't mean that more than no chances. How come me told my mama is come now? I can say doctor. Oh, the doctor. Me call lending 2,000. And I me try about 20 my command. I mean, I'm pumped man or the guava. Oh, 2,050 Korean no man to in the guava. Oh, what then no me? Because I feel like the matter the near the northern and measure my oh yeah, again I'll bet in the Roma. And then near focus on how I do the at the job. So now, Brother Bonanza, I've been to this video on that. No, but they are about to try to take on us asset no young oil. Now, Mamma, I don't call it. That's it. Bye bye.
Mr. Medasi, John, no. Or see a Braboya Bona or Cabrane. Well, because Jeffrey Famensa who won you or bought the Sessa a ye. And Yamana make a Miss Ramo. Or see a Braboya Bona Cabana or Kau. Hey, mammy fancy, mammy ko TikTok. Why? Obi about class be anyami shirano. Nana hima panamai. Nana hima panamai. The whole Ontario, Canada, bontenso. Ijana no de brutal. Yes. Eti Okatakyire Afrifa mensa no. Or the new reaction. So far, Awareɛ ho nsɛnsɛm ne adeade. Piercing whisper so by dwumadi no so. Lady D1 enso ɛwɔ Ghana. Oba Ghana wɔse dumso bi amai. Oboa. Dumso mai. Se dumsa bank meka e say na se di emu ye kakra se mo humi dani den na mo humi enti Lady D no yes nana ima deko nana Bobby Roberta who said bia boko Johnson na there so ba dwumadi enso Veronica Coffee Peace and Gold always a royal okay always a royal desire Naomi Aqua Naomi uba class ache Agnes Mensa Spence okay enti mami fancy wa nsema kokotwi kobreman ana ye ka ho asem mesraw and no first time I can subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell. Each and every day we do upload videos, you'll be the first person to get it. Me that's be brave. Inner Beauty 1 New Jersey Abonteso Ejana North no by Mami Chow was born TV. Me that's be brave.